linear motion, and at our level is a grade 10 question. Okay, so the distance between Nairobi and Kitale is 400 kilometers. A trailer left Nairobi at 8:25 a.m. and traveled towards Kitale at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour. At the same time, a lorry left Nairobi at 10:55 a.m. and traveled towards Kitale at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour on the same road. Now we have three questions. 1. Determine the time the lorry overtook the trailer. And 2. Find how far from Kitale the lorry overtook the trailer. Then lastly, calculate the time each vehicle reached Kitale. Yeah, so let's start with the first one. Remember that we have two scenarios in relative motion. The first scenario is where two particles or two bodies are moving towards the same direction. The second scenario is where two bodies are moving in opposite directions, that is approaching one another. Now the first part, determine the time the lorry overtook the trailer. We can do a line to help us understand this, to represent the two bodies. We can have a line, though not very visible. So this side we have Nairobi. We have Nairobi on this end, and we have Kitale on the other end. The distance between Nairobi and Kitale is 400 kilometers. 400 kilometers. So the bodies or the two vehicles are leaving Nairobi towards Kitale. So one is the trailer whose speed is 40 kilometers per hour, and the second vehicle is the lorry whose speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Now we are told the trailer left earlier. Okay, the trailer left at 8:25 a.m. whereas the lorry would be leaving later at 8:55 a.m. Okay. Now we are told to determine the time the lorry overtook the trailer. So before we find the time, it's important to know, okay, by the time the lorry is leaving at 8:55 a.m., how far is the trailer? Because the trailer left 30 minutes earlier. Okay, so let's get the distance covered by the trailer. Distance covered by the trailer by what? By 8:55 a.m. the time when the lorry is leaving. Okay? Yes. How do we get the distance? We know distance is equal to speed times time. Okay? So we have to take the speed of the trailer, that is 40 kilometers per hour. We multiply by Time here, if you take 855 minus 825, you get that it's 30 minutes, which is equivalent to half an hour. Okay. When you work out this, you're going to get that it is 20 kilometers. Yes, so by the time the load is leaving, the trailer has gone 20 kilometers. So that 20 is very instrumental in getting the time that the lorry overtook the what? The trailer. Okay? Now, another thing we need to get the relative speed. And as I said, that bodies moving towards the same direction, the relative speed is the difference in their speeds. In this case, we realize that the lorry exceeded the trailer in terms of speed by 20 kilometers per hour. So the relative speed is that one of the lorry minus that one of the trailer. You get it is 20 kilometers per hour. Okay? Again here, we are interested in the relative distance. By the time the lorry is leaving, the trailer had covered 20 kilometers. That 20 kilometers is the relative distance between the two bodies, 20 kilometers. Then, now it's very easy to get the time. How do we get time? We know time is equal to distance over speed. In this particular case, now we have the relative distance over relative speed. Okay? What's the relative distance? It is 20 kilometers, and the relative speed is 20 kilometers per hour. When you work that one out, you get it is 1 hour. The lorry has taken 1 hour, or took 1 hour to overtake the trailer. So what is the time? Now the time is, we take the time that the lorry was leaving, not the time that the trailer left. Because this relative distance and relative speed works with a uniform time, and is the time that the last vehicle left, that is 8:55. So you take 8:55 a.m., you add to 1 hour the duration of time taken for the lorry to overtake, then you get it's 9:55 a.m. So this is the time that the lorry overtook the trailer. Okay. Now, having done that, we go to the second part. Find how far from Kitale the lorry overtook the trailer. Okay. How do we go about that? That part, what we need to get the distance of the lorry from Kitale. But before that, let's get the distance covered by the lorry from Nairobi. Okay? So distance, we know, is equal to speed times time. And the speed here, we take the speed of the lorry, which is 60 kilometers per hour, times time, 1 hour. We get that it is 60 kilometers. Now remember, 60 kilometers is the distance from Nairobi. But the question is asking us to find how far from Kitale the lorry overtook the trailer. So what we do, we know that the total distance from Nairobi to Kitale is 400 kilometers. So what we do, we just take 400 kilometers minus 60 kilometers. We get 340 kilometers. So by the time the lorry is overtaking the trailer, it is 340 kilometers from Kitale. Then lastly, Lastly, we are asked to calculate the time each vehicle took to reach Kitale. The time each vehicle took to reach Kitale. Now we have the lorry on this end, and we have the trailer on the other end. How do you get time? Time is distance over speed. The total distance from Nairobi to Kitale is 400 kilometers. The speed of the lorry is 60 kilometers per hour. When you work out that, you're going to get this one is coming to 320. 6 goes here 6 times, giving us 18. Remainder 2 over 3 hours, which is equivalent to 6 hours. 2/3 of an hour, that is 2 over 3 times 60, 20, that is 40 minutes. So the lorry took 6 hours 40 minutes to reach Kitale. What about the trailer? Again, time is distance over speed. The distance is still 400 kilometers. The speed is 40 kilometers per hour. When you work it out, it's 10 hours. So as you can see, the trailer having a lower speed took 10 hours. The lorry having a higher speed took 6 hours, 40 minutes. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.